I know I said how would things differ in the Namek saga with this story, but for once, we're actually not going to actually have Planet Namek in this part of the story. Just for once. DB Rye, are you out of your mind? Hey guys, DB Rye here, and today I am continuing with What If the Dragon Team Gravity Trained Before Z? And this has been a very interesting story. Now, I do apologize for you guys for the fact that I don't necessarily go into power levels, how strong these characters are, and whatnot. To me, it's just too many numbers to really remember. I don't know how other people who do what ifs, remember them all. I suppose they look it up and write them down, but as you know, I'm more of the improv Dragon Ball what if guy. But I always do establish that if there's differences between their original power levels in the series, I always say they are stronger than what they were in the original timeline, or they're weaker than what they were in the original timeline. And if I do have a number in mind of how powerful they are, I always do let you guys know. But ultimately, I wanted to keep Goku's true power a mystery after this, the last What If. Because, as we saw where we last left off in the battle with the Saiyans, Goku was holding back quite a lot. There was no need for him to really extend and use all his power up, because he had his whole team there assisting him as well, who also got gravity training, and because Goku was able to get from King Kai's place and back to Earth, in quicker time, he had time to teach them Kaioken as well, and got a couple more months in the gravity chamber on his own anyway. So, and of course, you got Big Brother Raditz there, who was switched sides, finally freeing himself from Nappa and Vegeta, and now we are continuing this story. So, it is now basically the aftermath. A couple of days have gone by, and everyone is basically out of the hospital. None of them really had serious injuries after battling the Saiyans. Goku barely, not even really a scratch on him, and Raditz had a couple of bruises with his all-out battle with Nappa, and getting the win, which makes the so-called weakest Saiyan definitely a big confidence boost. However, he's not too happy and thrilled with the fact that Vegeta got away. This could actually spell really bad and certain doom for the lot of them. Of course, as a Saiyan, he will get a Zenkai boost from the battle and the beating the Dragon Team got him, but that's not what has him concerned. It's more or less what's got Raditz concerned is if he goes back and he gets Lord Frieza involved in this. And basically, that's basically exactly what Vegeta has on his mind. As he's flying towards Frieza Station 79, he's I don't understand. How could Earthlings gather the power to best me and Nappa? Doesn't make any sense. Wait, the Namekian. Of course, Planet Namek has those wish orb things. If there's a Namek there, perhaps Earth has those wishing orb things too. That has to be it. How else could Raditz best Nappa? And how could the likes of Kakarot have power on par with mine? If not, even greater. It has to be it. They use those wish orb things to make themselves stronger. Of course, that is not what happened at all, but it was one way for Vegeta to figure out that there are some sort of orbs that could either make him stronger, make him immortal or something that he could use to get away from Frieza and truly become the most dominant force in the universe. The true ruler of the universe, Prince Vegeta. Ha 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 ha. And well, when he lands at Frieza Base 79 and he's healing up in Frieza Station 79 and more or less gathering his thoughts there and how he's going to sell this to Lord Frieza. Now, he has no intention on going to Namek. No. Why not let Frieza and his men massacre the Dragon Team while Vegeta takes the Dragon Balls for himself and becomes immortal? He's just going to have to make sure that Frieza or any of his men don't kill the Namekian. You know, just in case they need him to unlock the secret of the orbs or something. He doesn't know, of course he doesn't know that if you kill Piccolo the Dragon Balls are useless, but Vegeta's cautious enough not to take any sort of chance like that. So, when he is finally recovered, Zarbon and Dodoria practically bring Vegeta straight before Frieza, and Vegeta has some explaining to do. Ah yes, Prince Vegeta, how do you do? What is this I hear of you leaving your post to go to some Earth? What have you been planning? And well, Vegeta has to sort of think fast, but luckily he learnt the art of lying from Lord Frieza himself. Oh, we weren't planning any treachery, my lord. I swear, we just got some news of some sort of hot tip on Earth that it was ripe and ready for the taking. So we sent Raditz in to investigate. And well, as it turned out, his long-lost brother had been there, and Raditz full-on betrayed Nappa and I, and led us straight into an ambush. So, your carelessness got your colleague killed, and another one to betray us. You know, when a squad fails, it is the leader who is at fault, not his subordinates. What am I to do with you, Prince? And Frieza is beginning to basically power up a Death Beam and kill Vegeta. But wait, Frieza! It wasn't all for nothing. I have discovered something. Something that could make you the true emperor of this universe. Something that no one would dare ever oppose your power. Not even your brother Cooler. Not even your father King Cold. And this does intrigue Frieza. Very well, monkey, I'm listening. What is this you have discovered? Oh, well, you see, I have discovered that the Namekian wish orbs are indeed true, and that planet Earth has a set of their own on their planet. Oh, really? Well, that is quite the find. So, what is it you have in mind? It's simple, Lord Frieza. Task me and your men to go down and retrieve them for you, and wipe out the traitor Raditz, his brother, and the rest of that civilization. Very well, Vegeta. I shall grant you this. Zarbon Dodoria and the entire Ginyu Force will go with you. However, this is your last chance. I will be watching you from orbit the entire time. Don't let me down. And with that, Vegeta is spared being killed by Frieza, while Frieza is preparing a course to planet Earth pretty much immediately. And meanwhile, what's been happening on Earth is that the Dragon Team are still using Bulma's grab chamber to keep up their training. The Earthlings have managed to get to be able to withstand 10 times Earth's normal gravity, and they've been focusing on there and mastering that. Meanwhile, Goku and Raditz have been using the chamber for their own individual trainings whenever anyone else wasn't using it, and they would ramp it up as much as they could stand it. Goku was pretty much used to 10 times gravity by that point, thanks to the training with King Kai, and, of course Raditz is used to it because he spent a majority of his life on planet Vegeta and has been to other planets and is used to changes in gravity. It's not until Goku ramps it up to about 20 times gravity that they both are now struggling again to move, and so they are basically going through the exact same sort of training regiment that Goku goes through on Namek, but this time he has Raditz as a sparring partner. And so, while all that happened and the whole Frieza thing happened, you could say a good month or so has passed. After all, it did take Vegeta a little while to get back to Frieza Base 9, in the original he did arrive on Namek the exact same time, pretty much as Bulma, Krillin and Gohan did in the original story, so that pretty much tells us that it was at least a month that have gone by when Vegeta was healed. So, whenever the rest of the Dragon Team weren't using it, Goku and Raditz got a lot of time in that chamber, and they do manage to train all the way up from where I just said, from 20 times, all the way up to 100 times, and even beyond that, getting to about 150, which of course is crazy. We're seeing that a lot earlier in this point in the story. Vegeta doesn't start training in that until, around the Android Saga, going beyond 100. And needless to say, they are getting significantly stronger by this. And by the time this time has elapsed, the Earthlings have managed to get to 30 times Earth's gravity, which is boosting their power significantly as well. They could basically take on Vegeta if they had got this training back in the Saiyan arc, they could have taken on Vegeta. Like, Krillin could have even beaten Vegeta. So basically, you've got a whole Dragon Team who's around 20,000. Gohan, of course, is about 70 times Earth gravity. So he's a bit closer to what Raditz and Goku have achieved. So, and meanwhile, on their downtime, Goku and Raditz have really started to really get to know each other. Each of them telling their stories somewhat, and this led to Raditz being able to respect Goku a lot more. All the different enemies he's beaten, how far he's gotten, winning the strongest under the heavens, all of that. So, it's good to know that his brother is a true Saiyan after all, and he's definitely a lot like their old man. Even against the stronger opponents, Goku would just charge in and try and beat them anyway, no matter the odds. And Goku couldn't help but ask Raditz what his parents were actually like, and Goku actually wondering if they were just straight up brutes and killers too. Perhaps our father, but our mother, Kakarot, she was the nicest angel you'd ever see. Raditz didn't know how best to describe her. Of course, on our planet that was considered a complete disgrace, but no matter how much Father may have brought me down sometimes, Mother would always be there to cheer me up and encourage me to continue. Of course, she'd always tell me to be careful, which is why I'm as cautious as I am. But yeah, and Goku is quite pleased to hear this. And Goku basically wishes, he could see his mother just once. After all, he had forgotten her since he hit his head. And it's not like Raditz carries a family picture, so there's got to be some sort of solution to that problem. I know, perhaps Kami could help us. If not him, maybe Master Korin? So, Raditz and Goku go up to the lookout and have a bit of a visit with Kami, and he's wondering if there was a way that he could show, if Kami could somehow link Goku and Raditz's minds together, so Goku could see basically what his parents were like. And basically this is no troubling feat for Kami and his mastery of telepathy and mind reading and all that. So he has them sitting down in a meditative state. After all, if they're not relaxed, this could actually be dangerous. They could get their minds switched or their brains fried, who knows. So there was a risk in doing this, but it's alright. They were calm and whatever, and the technique goes off without a hitch. Goku is able to see through Raditz's eyes what his parents were like. And, you know, Bardock, what Bardock was kind of like, and Goku almost wishes he could fight with his father. He's quite the admirable Saiyan, and from what he gathered from Raditz's memories, he always defended his team members much like how Goku defends his friends. They were a team, a unit. So Goku could respect that, and did understand that most Saiyans were doing what they did because, you know, Frieza told them to do it. And so Goku would get knowledge on who Frieza was, but then Kami finds something else. Memories that are still a part of who Goku is, but Goku had forgotten them. I'm talking about the events of Dragon Ball Minus. And well, Raditz and Goku are able to see these memories through Kakarot's little eyes through the nursing capsule. And what do they hear? They hear the discussion between Gine and Bardock sending Goku off-world. And that Bardock basically straight up tells Gine that Frieza was going to destroy the planet. Afraid of the Super Saiyan. But that's just a fairy tale, Bardock. And Goku sees his whole departure, sees how upset his mother is, and it was just good for him to know that his mother really did love him, and that his father was willing to risk himself in order to save him. You know, I guess not all Saiyans were all that bad after all. And so, needless to say, he witnesses his own departure, and after that, they pretty much leave, and Raditz is processing the information that it was actually Frieza who destroyed their planet. It wasn't some meteor like he was told. Oh, that is it, Kakarot. We must deal with this tyrant once and for all. And it's okay, they're about to get their wish, because Frieza and his entire army have pretty much descended upon Earth and have begun a full-scale invasion, attacking the cities. And it's quite a massacre. The only ones able to bear any resistance at this point is the Dragon Team. The Royal Army has more or less been decimated by this attack, and you got Vegeta along with Zarbon more or less, and Dodoria more or less leading the charge. The Ginyu Force are having a field day. They're enjoying this. It's not every day they get to have this much fun. However, they are detecting these really high power levels coming towards them. That is, of course, the Dragon Team, who are basically laying waste to as many of the low-level soldiers as they can, and with them working together, and don't forget they've got Kaioken as well, and at this point in their training, they can definitely push up to 5 times Kaioken. With those sort of power-ups, Dodoria and Zarbon can't really do much against them working as a team. However, you also got Vegeta, who's taking pot shots at everybody too. And Well, with Gohan's tail cut off and, well, Raditz still has his tail. Because Raditz has somewhat control of himself in the Great Ape form, they didn't have to cut off his tail. They just waited for the artificial light to disappear in the last part. Vegeta is basically throwing an energy ball up into the air and has turned into his Great Ape form, and he's basically trying to destroy everything and everyone in his path. Of course, he's sort of got to be careful not to destroy any of the too important buildings because, you know, they might be hiding a Dragon Ball. But local households and things like that, shopping centers, you know, they're ripe for the picking. Just any building that might look important to him. Just leave it alone. And well, it's not really looking too good with for the Dragon Team right now with this Great Ape powered Vegeta, who's at a power level on, as we know, higher than Zarbon and Dodoria's in his Great Ape form. I'm guessing that would bring his power level up to about 300,000, 400,000. However, Vegeta is quickly toppled by Raditz and Goku, who are significantly way more stronger than Goku's original counterpart. Remember, they trained together and pushed beyond 150 times gravity, training together. Goku and Vegeta's power level are on par with Frieza's final form, and this is without the boost of Super Saiyan. Goku and Raditz could take on Frieza together at 50 times his max, no problem. If Frieza went beyond that, that would be when they would struggle a bit. However, for now, they have toppled Vegeta and more or less put an end to him. Yeah, Goku's not... There's no letting him go this time. This guy's working for Frieza. He brought these monsters here. There is none of that. And, well, as for the Ginyu Force, they're pretty much taken out by the duo before any of them could really do anything. Before Gildo could even raise his fingers like this to do his time freeze, he's out of it. Before Ginyu could try a change now, he's out of there. And so on and so forth. And, basically, this is where we now get Frieza, who is now looking at the two Saiyan brothers. Raditz, I must say, I'm quite impressed that you were able to topple down your former boss in Vegeta. Why don't you rejoin my side? You know, you could have everything if you worked for me. Ha! Forget it, Frieza! Not after what you did to my home world! And not after what you did to our parents! And Frieza gets a good look at Kakarot and sees that he has a very strong resemblance to Bardock. I see, Raditz, so this is your dear little brother. I thought I blew him up with everyone else. To think he was actually here the whole time. You definitely look like your father, I must say. You can spare the pleasantries, Lord Frieza. Get out of here now while I have some patience. This is actually Goku talking, by the way. But of course, Frieza's not budging. You dare speak to me like that, you insolent monkey? You will face the full power of the mighty Lord Frieza. Frieza instantly powering up to his final form, and he's pretty much going at the two. And with both of them fighting and working together, it's not looking that good for Frieza. Frieza's going to have to get some distance to power up to his, to at least 50% of his power in order just to, match the two. And, needless to say, this is where the battle is more or less feeling a little bit equal, but Frieza is needing to push almost to 70%, and this is where Frieza begins to dominate our two Saiyan brothers. And, needless to say, it's not really looking good. It's looking very much like Goku versus Frieza in the original Namek, when Frieza begins taking control of the battle. And basically, towards the, when both Raditz and Goku are pretty much on their last legs, Frieza is powering up a Death Beam and aiming it directly at Goku. And, at this point, Goku is too tired and banged up to really move and stop it. So Raditz does the unthinkable. His instincts of him being, cautious are telling him to run the other way. No, he's actually charging in, and he puts himself in front of the Death Beam, saving his brother. Raditz, however, not so lucky. The Death Beam went straight through him and killed him instantly. And I think you know where this is coming next. Suddenly, Goku is very mad and angry, and that yellow sparks are flowing through him. You murdered my mother, my father, my entire race. Wasn't that enough for you? Now you've taken my brother? You heartless bastard! And Goku powers up to Super Saiyan. And I think that's where we're going to leave things for right now. So what did you guys think? Did you like this story? It's quite an epic tale. And for once, we're getting all out war with Frieza and the Frieza Force and the Dragon Team. Which, I got to admit, was definitely pretty cool. I mean, I could picture that on a big screen. And, well, as always, don't forget to leave your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. And I'll be back again with this next time. Catch you later.